Emberglow. In this land, Keeper Gormagan is currently under siege by Lord Sigmund and his allies. A lack of foresight has found this rival of ours falling foul of both the creatures and the land itself within this treacherous realm. Although his position now looks irretrievable, perhaps when he falls, his old dungeon will be of some use to us. Behold the fate of dungeon hearts and keepers who do fail in this domain, for there are giants who roam in this land, and do its good lord's bidding. Mark, these beasts are vicious as their size, and bolstered by this victory, they now seek your demise.
Hello there, this is Uncle Troy. Today we are playing Dungeon Keeper 2. This is map number 7.
Alarm Trap.
Back in level 6, the mentor mentioned other keepers who were also trying to take over this land. We got to see one of their dungeon hearts being destroyed at the start of this level, but we've still not faced off against another keeper yet. Still, our primary enemies are the heroes of the land. Later in the game, that will change, and it will be the heroes will be a minor annoyance, and the other keepers will be our primary objective.
A new species of creature has entered your dungeon.
As you might notice, we barely started, and already we have a giant coming in and attacking our dungeon heart. Luckily, we have a portal here right next to the dungeon heart, and we get a couple or three goblins real quick here, who are just barely enough to take down this giant. If the giant actually makes it into the dungeon heart area, then all the imps will stop what they're doing and run back to attack the giant. Imps don't do a lot of damage, but they're better than nothing, and they can eventually take an enemy down. One of my favorite little techniques is to drop a bunch of imps to distract an enemy creature, and then drop a whole lot of my creatures behind it and let them attack them from behind. Flanking maneuver.
Your creatures will starve if you do not build them a hatchery.
And I'm not going to build them a hatchery because there's one right there for the taking.
You have claimed a hatchery.
Told you so. For this next part, watch my gold level at the top of the screen. It's currently at a little over 8,000.
You have taken over an enemy room. Ah, I see you have discovered a magical item. Your gold reserves have been increased.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but no, they haven't.
You have claimed a torture chamber. You have claimed a portal. Behold, a salamander, graceful ancient lizard who cannot be harmed by fire. He'll even wade through lava streams with no impediment.
These guys are pretty good. They can, as he said, wade through lava. They've got a ranged attack, fireballs, and they can, I don't know if they're slapping at people or biting them when they attack melee. But they do a pretty good job, but they are fairly weak and get knocked out of action pretty darn quick.
You have successfully converted an enemy creature in the torture chamber. You have successfully converted an enemy creature in the torture chamber.
Given all the lava you have in this level, having some giants really helps things out. Makes it easier to attack enemies because you don't have to worry about them getting lost in lava or trapped on the wrong side of lava to get back to the base.
A new spell has been researched. It is payday. Sight of Evil. This, when cast on areas of land, will make all hidden passageways revealed.
And let's demonstrate that now. As you can see, even though that wizard is in an area of the caverns that we haven't explored yet, we can actually see him using the Sight of Evil spell. After it upgrades, when your warlocks upgrade it rather, you'll be able to see further and longer.
A new spell has been researched. Call to Arms. A spell which is your only means of making massive battle rage at one precise location, which is yours to choose.
If you cast the Call to Arms spell, it plants a flag at a location of your choosing, and then every creature you have who's not blocked in somehow behind a locked door or across lava or whatnot will stop what it is doing and come running to the Call to Arms flag. It will, however, ignore any threats to the dungeon until it gets within range of the Call to Arms flags. So if somebody gets past you toward your dungeon heart or whatever, then your creatures will ignore them while they're running to the Call to Arms flag. So you have to be a little bit careful when you're using it. As you can see here, the 3 sentry traps I set up didn't last very long without support from my creatures. And didn't do a whole lot of damage to these 4 guards either. I had meant to be back up here with some creatures before my imps broke through, but I got distracted.
You have taken over an enemy guard room. The entrance to Lord Sigmund's forts is accessible through many different passages. These offer resistance of varying degree. Keeper, cast a spell called Sight of Evil to reveal all areas which are at present hidden. Thence assess the simplest route to find your destination. Your creatures are complimenting you on your dungeon. You have successfully converted an enemy creature in the torture chamber.
You can use the wooden bridge over lava, but it doesn't last very long. One trick is, just before the bridge burns through, you can sell one of the segments and get some of your money back, and then simply rebuild it. You can also add an extra section to it, and that'll make it last a little bit longer. Either way, it's going to cost you money.
They close on us, those evil ones. They must be stopped at any cost.
Okay, you can see up here where I've allowed a bridge to burn. I have to replace it.
A giant has become unhappy because he has no food.
And no comment through all this. I just like watching my creatures knock out tons and tons of enemy creatures. It would be more exciting if we had a few sentry traps in place to help them out, but that's the way it goes. After many castings of the Sight of Evil spell and sending my imps down the wrong way, I finally found the keep where the Lord of the Land is hiding out. So now it's time to take him out.
You have successfully converted an enemy creature in the torture chamber. Ah, I see you have discovered a magical item. Your creatures have been blessed with experience. Build a bigger hatchery to keep your creatures well fed. Your portals have attracted as many creatures as they can.
When I'm in a particularly evil mood, I just fill the walkway over here full of sentry traps and let them take out the heroes. But today we're just going to play dog pile again. I've gathered enough creatures that the heroes don't really stand a chance.
The landlord now lies wasted, and his fort destroyed around him. So the metal gem is yours, and I salute your efforts, evil keeper.
And that's pretty much how we take care of level 7 here. As I mentioned at the start, we've been hearing about enemy keepers who are also trying to take over the kingdom. During the last couple of levels, this is the first time we've seen one of their dungeon hearts. We still have not faced any enemy keepers' creatures, or seen any of the enemy keepers, trying to take land away from us or anything like that. That comes later in the giants are ugly. That comes later in the game, but I think we'll be seeing them soon enough. I can't remember if it's the next level or the one after where we actually get to fight some enemy keeper creatures.
A bridge of stone will endure where wood cannot. Creatures happily pay gold for the pleasures of the casino. Choke out intruders with the gas trap. You are proving to be a most worthy adversary to your foes, Keeper. A devilish maze and a veritable horde of giants easily dispatched by your well-organized forces. In addition, you have claimed the second part of the Horny Talisman. You are halfway to binding Horny to your cause. It is a joy to see you live up to your deadly potential.
Yay, I have potential.
Malachi, a rival allied with Nemesis, is besieging Lord Bramble of Goldenglade. It matters little who wins that fight, for when we arrive, ultimate victory can only be ours.
Sounds like that'll be fun. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for another day. This is Uncle Troy signing off. Please have a good night.